I've bet what I didn't have and bluffed until I had it. Link once said, Ridley Duchannes is always playing a game. I never told him, but he was right. What's so bad about that? I always knew I'd rather play than watch from the sidelines. Except once. There was one game I regretted. At least one that I regretted losing. And one dark caster I regretted losing too. Lennox Gates. 2 markers. That's all I owed him, and it was enough to change everything. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It all started long before that. There were blood debts to be paid, though this time it wasn't up to my cousin and her boyfriend to pay them. Ethan and Lena, Liv and John, Macon and Marion. This wasn't about them anymore. This was about Link and me. I should have known we wouldn't get off easy. No caster goes down without a fight, even when you think the fight is over. No caster lets you ride off into the sunset on some lame white unicorn, or in your boyfriend's beat-up excuse for a car. What's a caster fairy tale ending? I don't know, because casters don't get to have fairy tales. Especially not dark casters. Forget the sunset, the whole castle burns to the ground, taking Prince Charming down with it. Then the 7 dwarves go all ninja and drop-kick your butt straight out of the kingdom. That's what a dark caster fairy tale looks like. What can I say? Payback's a bitch. But here's the thing. So am I. Chapter 1. Home Sweet Home. It was their last night of summer, their last night of freedom, their last night of being frozen in time together in Gatlin, South Carolina. And technically speaking, Ridley Duchannes and Wesley Lincoln were in a fight. When are we ever not? Ridley wondered. But this wasn't just any fight. It was the knockdown, drag-out, mother-of-all supernatural takedowns, Siren predator versus hybrid incubus alien. That was what Link had called it, behind her back. Which was about the same as saying it to her face, at least in Gatlin. It had started right after graduation, and 3 months later, it was still going strong. Not that you'd know from looking at them. If Link and Ridley openly admitted that they were still fighting, it would mean openly admitting that they still cared. If they openly admitted that they still cared, it would mean openly admitting to things like feelings. Feelings implied all sorts of gushy, messy, fuzzy complications. Feelings were how they'd gotten into this fight in the first place. Disgusting. Ridley would rather have Link stab her through the heart with a pair of gardening shears than admit to any of those things. She'd rather fall on her face like Abraham Ravenwood did, in his garden of perpetual peace, drawing his last breath unloved and alone. A far fall from the most powerful blood incubus in the caster world. At least Ridley understood Abraham Ravenwood. She was an expert on being unloved and alone. Worshipped and obeyed? Great. Feared and hated? She'd take it. But loved and together? That was harder. That was Lena's territory. So Ridley wasn't about to admit that she and Link were still fighting. Not tonight or any other night. You couldn't hit one relationship domino without toppling all the others. And if they couldn't discuss whether they were in a fight, she didn't even want to think about what else might come toppling down. It wasn't worth the risk. Which was the real reason Ridley didn't mention anything she was thinking as she trudged through Gatlin's stickiest marsh, heading for Lake Moultrie in her mile-high snakeskin platforms. I should have worn kitten heels. Rid lamented. Pretty sure kittens don't have heels. Link grinned. Rid had caved and asked him for a ride to the stupid farewell party her cousin had organized. It was the first time the two of them had been alone together for longer than 5 minutes, ever since that night at the beginning of the summer, when Link made the mistake of telling Rid he loved her at the Dairy Keen. Meow, Ridley said, annoyed. Link looked amused. I don't really think of you as a cat person, Rid. I love cats, she said, wrenching one foot out of a patch of drying mud. Half my closet is leopard. Her shoe made a gross sucking sound.